Hello gamers, Matthew here from Grey Army Gaming. For this episode of A Few Simple Steps, we are going to be making summons scrolls for our D&D campaign. Some of you may have already seen the video that we produced called The Summons, in which we gave a call out to our characters to begin their mission. Now, in addition to this video, I thought it would be really cool if we could go ahead and give them physical copies of the summons. So we're going to go ahead now and make one scroll summons for each of the players that is involved in this campaign. Now, for me, this is something really important to do, and I'm going to call this part of Session 0. Before you even begin Session 1, your first session, it's really important, I think, to go ahead and do a lot of background work to set up the campaign, to get your players really excited, and to try and do as much as you can to go out of your way to spoil them and to really make them feel included and to make it feel like they're a part of something really huge and exciting. And I think these physical copies of the scrolls can actually be fun and interesting ways to get them really excited and get them in the mood for role playing. Hopefully I'll be able to present them myself, like I said, as a messenger from the governor, and to, in that way, in Session 0, to begin to already set up the incredible campaign that is coming. Well, let's go ahead now and take a look at the products that you're going to need to carry out this simple project and to show you the steps involved in making them. Alright, here's a quick shot of the final product of what we were shooting for. It is our summons in its scroll form, all rolled up with the rope around it. You can see the markings here from the paint, from the ink wash that gave that sort of old paper look. This is what we will be giving to our players as they begin their campaign. The products you're going to need now for this project are pretty simple. First of all, we have our summons that we printed out on a simple A4 size paper. And we have the summons on this side. On the back side, we just did a sort of generic looking papyrus look. And we're going to cut all this white edging off as we go right here around the edges. So that'll give us a front and a back side that we can go ahead and then paint up and add our ink washes to. So in addition to that, you're going to obviously need a scissors to cut it out, our ink wash to be able to go ahead and do the edges and to do the markings on the back, and then we'll need some string here to just finish it off. Alright, the first step we're going to do is to just take our scissors and we're going to begin to cut out the summons. And what we want to do here is to just not make it too nice. Go ahead and just like move the scissors around a little bit like this to make it a little uneven. You don't want to make it a straight edge, but just go ahead and follow around the summons the whole way around. So there we go, we went ahead and cut around really rough cuts on this. And on this side you can see the coloring looks really good. If you flip it over, it's a little too even here. So now we're going to go ahead and do the next step and add our ink wash to the edges into the back. Okay, in this step we're just going to go ahead and dip our brush into the ink wash, and we're just going to quite liberally apply it to the edges. It doesn't have to be very neat. Just go ahead and spread it around nicely to make sure you get all the edges covered. Once again, this is Agrax Earth Shade. Alright, once we're finished with that, we can go ahead and do a little bit of touch-up work. You can see there's some lighter spots in a few of these places. Just go ahead and add a little more earth shade to that and to finish up that touch-up work. Alright, with that touch-up work finished, we're going to go ahead now and just add some more lines to the back. And just take some more of this earth shade on your brush and go ahead and just make some cracks, some lines, some things that make it look like it's old cracked parchment instead of being so clean and neat. Once again, you don't have to be super careful here. Just make it look somewhat random. Alright, and with that we have the front now, and we didn't put any ink wash here because we don't want to ruin the text and make it hard to read. But if you flip it over, we do have some good texture stuff on the back to make it look old and weathered. The last thing we're going to do now is take our string, cut off a decent sized piece here that we can use to wrap this up, and we will then go ahead and roll up our scroll, our summons here, and once again make it a little bit smaller. It doesn't have to be too carefully rolled up. This is of course supposed to be a little bit rough. Roll it up like this, and we'll go ahead and tie it off, and that will be our summons. Let's take the string, wrap it around, and tie off the end here to finish up the scroll. And as a final step, just to clean it up a little bit, we'll just go ahead and cut a little bit of these ends off here on the string. And there you have it. You have your summons ready to go and ready to be passed off to your players with its weathered looking edges. So there we go. We're going to go ahead and make 4 of these and give them out to our players. Well, there you have it, folks. A few simple steps for this simple project of making summons scrolls for your D&D campaign. I'll go ahead and put some of the materials online at greyarmygaming.com. If you'd like to go ahead and download the materials, you can use them in your own campaigns as well. Well, thank you for joining us here today at Grey Army Gaming for the future of fantasy.